Okay, so basically this is going to be a little bit rough. I'm basically just doing a screenshot and I'm recording over this. This is just a Google presentation. So you're looking at the first screen and it's talking about pronouns. So basically pronouns just take the place of nouns in certain instances. So this is what a world without pronouns would be, something like this. The lost little girl ran through the mall looking for the girl's mother. The girl's mother was picking up the girl's mother's prescription at the back of the store when the little girl saw the girl's. I mean, you get the point. I mean, it would end up being so much repetition, it would be miserable. The next word you need to know is the word antecedent. And this is not a difficult word. I mean, basically, the antecedent is just what the noun's talking about. And then actually, that's bad English because you don't put a preposition at the end. So said better, said now with better English, the antecedent is the noun to which the pronoun is referring. The dog scratched his ears. The pronoun here is his, and the antecedent is who is his. His is the dog. Mother took her time. Her would be the pronoun, and the antecedent would be mother. So it's pretty simple. Don't get overwhelmed, but these are some pronouns. This is pronouns. These are subject pronouns. These are object pronouns. Possessive and reflexive are the ones that have self at the end. What you really need to know, okay? Your and you are. The word your is possessive, like that's your car, that's your son, that's your book. But you apostrophe re always means you are. So is that your glass? That's correct. Where is your house? It is your car, right? But this, you are my friend. You are the coolest kid I've ever met. So that just gives you, that's just a simple one that you don't want to mess up. Here's another one. The same principle applies to there and there. THEY apostrophe RE means they are. So their book shows possession, their car. But this is saying they are really awesome people. They are my best friends. It's and it is. You just have to remember, you just have to memorize this. The bottom line is that IT apostrophe S always means it is, okay? So in other words, if you wrote the book is missing all of IT apostrophe S pages, what you're essentially saying is you're saying the book is missing all of it is pages, which clearly doesn't make any sense at all. Where is my house? Oh, it is around the corner. So I think that's easy. Here's a button that I'm going to make people all wear. It means it is always. Whom and who. You know, a lot of people find this very confusing, but if you can substitute the word he, then you use the word who. And if you can substitute the word him for whom, which can you substitute? So this is what you do. So example, let's listen. The person to whom I am sending this card is my mom's sister. The person to whom, okay, would you say to he or would you say to him? Well, you would clearly say to him. So then in that case, you would use whom. You're going to kiss whom? You would say you're going to kiss he, or would you say you're going to kiss him? Who is the subject? So would you say he, okay, so in this case, he doesn't really work because we're talking about a girl. But if you said, who is that boy? You'd go backwards. That boy is he, or would you say that boy is him? So in this case, who is, it'd be like he is. They referred to the girl who is in charge. You would say he is in charge or she is in charge. I hope that helps. But if you can substitute the word he for who and him for whom, and I did the extra M's there so that it could remind you about using the M sound to remember. Okay, let's look at this together. My dog Dixie plays fetch every morning. I just substitute this. I think the easiest thing to say is like Dixie, she. So she plays. That's singular, fetch every morning. Susie and Jack. In this case, Susie and Jack is like they, right? Susie and Jack, they. They eat Chinese food every Saturday. Now, some of these, each, one, anybody, everybody, either, and neither, can appear to be plural, but they're actually singular. Okay, so they're going to take singular forms of verbs. For example, each one of the dogs. Each is singular. So you would say each is. That's like saying she is or he is. Anyone who knows those girls is are lucky. It's confusing because girls is plural and are, girls are, but that's not the subject. The subject is anyone, and anyone is singular, so that would be anyone is. Okay, at the foot of the mountain, blank two enormous vineyards, both owned by the same woman. Well, essentially, subjects are never found in prepositional phrases. So at the foot is not the subject, and of the mountain is not the subject. The subject is vineyards. And so would you say vineyards with an S is like saying they because it's plural. So you'd say they were or they was. Clearly they were. Our middle school should change blank policy about withdrawals. So in this case, middle school, it's one school. So think about the word it, okay? That's an easy way to do it. So school is singular. So this has to be singular too, okay? And please notice there, in this case, it should be T-H-E-I-R. There, like this, is referring to a place like it is there. So in this case, it would be its because it's singular. Whoops, sorry about that. If every writer avoided this in their papers, we would be happy. If every writer, now writer is singular, right? It doesn't say writers, it says writer. So, but there, it says there, plural. So if you say writer, you have to say his or her papers. Does that make sense? Because writer is singular and there is plural. That is incorrect. Okay, here's some other ones. Do you want to go to the mall with Melanie and me or I? Now, people, they always say this wrong, and you'll hear this constantly. Do you want to go to the mall with Melanie and I? Sounds perfect to your ear, but in fact, it's wrong. The best way to do is to split it up, okay? Do you want to go to the mall with Melanie? Do you want to go to the mall with me? That makes sense, with me. You wouldn't say with I. Next, I was going to the mall with Jim and her or she, okay? So split it up again. I was going to the mall with Jim. I was going to the mall with her, okay? You are taller than, it's I am. And in this case, the best way to do is just never write a sentence like this. You would just take it a little further. You would say, you are taller than I, and then you would write am. And that way you don't screw that up. That is between my father and, now a lot of people would say my father and myself. And even more people would say that is between my father and I. But really, that is between my father and that is between me. So just split it up and you won't miss it. And that is actually the end. That was all I was going to go over with you. And there's still more to this, but I think that this gives you a pretty good idea of what we'll be doing with pronoun agreement.